Hi everyone, I'm Susan Mulvihill and welcome back to my vegetable garden. As you can see, there is not a whole lot going on out here, and that's because we had a killing frost about a week ago. Fortunately, I had a feeling it was coming, and so I had already harvested all of the things that are tender to frost, so we didn't lose anything. Now my husband and I have been slowly but surely cleaning up the beds, and that is to get them ready for winter. But did you know that fall is the time that you plant garlic and shallots? They are both so easy to grow, and today I'm going to show you how to plant them. The first thing you need to do is to prepare the soil in your planting bed. And what I've done here is I've loosened the top few inches of soil, and then I added a bunch of compost to the bed. Now another thing I'm going to do is to add in some bone meal. And that is a natural source of phosphorus. Now if you look at the numbers on any box or package of fertilizers, you want to see that the middle number is the highest one. The first number is nitrogen, this is phosphorus, that's what you want, and the last number is potassium. Now what phosphorus does is it helps a plant that needs to develop a good root system and a bulb to grow really well. So this is going to go in too before I mix everything all together. And you don't need a lot, but just a bit. I've put the drip irrigation system back in place. Now we won't have to water them this fall and winter because of the rain and snow that will be coming, and that will keep them plenty moist. But there's a couple of reasons why I put this back in place, and that's because for one thing it will help me with the spacing of the garlic, and the other thing is I don't want to disturb the plants next spring by putting this in place then. So that's why it's there now. To plant garlic, you start out with a bulb, and you can find them at garden centers or online. And what you do is you break them apart into the individual cloves. Now what's great is this bulb is going to give me 7 plants. So once you look at an individual clove, you'll notice that there's a pointed end and kind of a root end. And so obviously the root end goes down and the pointed end goes up. I'm ready to plant these garlic cloves, and what I've done is I've spaced them about 6 to 8 inches apart in both directions. And so when I'm planting them, I push them down into the soil, and remember that I really loosened it nicely. And I push them down so that there's about 2 inches of soil above the top of each clove. Now before I fill in all these little holes here, I wanted to mention how important it is to label what you've planted. Now we're growing German porcelain, German red, and inchalium. And so I want to mark the different sections here so I remember what's what. And certainly if you're growing more than one variety, you're going to want to compare them next year when you harvest them and see which ones you like the taste of the best. The other thing is you are not going to see anything in your garlic bed for several months, and so it is really good to have a label. Now I promised I was going to show you how to plant shallots, and the great news is that they have the same requirements as garlic, so you can plant them in the same bed. So here are some shallot bulbs, and I got them from a local garden center. And what I do is use the exact same spacing as we did with the garlic. Now the only thing that's different is instead of pushing them way down into the soil, they're going to be pushed down to where the tip of the bulb is showing at the soil surface, just like that. The final and most important step in growing garlic or shallots is to cover the bed with a couple of inches of mulch. What that does is it insulates the soil, so it's very important. Now you could use grass clippings as long as they come from a lawn that hasn't been treated with a herbicide like weed and feed. You could use shredded leaves, shredded corn stalks, or pine needles. All of these are great material. However, if you do use lawn clippings, they will mat down over the winter months, and so around the 1st of March you want to remove it from the bed because it can inhibit the growth of the green part of your garlic plants. So I hope that you enjoy growing garlic. It is so much fun, so rewarding, and happy gardening.